Hello, my name is Hani Habib. My student ID is 23352505920 and I'm from section 2. In this lab, I followed the FastApi tutorial to build a simple but modern API using Python. And the purpose is to learn how to set up a FastApi. So first of all, I installed Python from python.org and I added to the path. Then I installed Visual Code Studio as my code editor, and then I added that to Python and I created a folder called honeyhabib_fastapi._lab, and the file was called honeyhabib_fastapi.py. And then VS Code terminal, I installed FastApi and Uvicorn using the code which is pip install FastApi Uvicorn. After that, actually FastApi is the main framework that helps build APIs, and Uvicorn is the server that runs them. So then I will explain the code that I wrote inside the file, which was honeyhabib_fastapi.py. So in my code, first of all, I imported the libraries from FastApi. I import FastApi. I wrote all this coding. So first I import FastApi to create the app and define endpoints, and the HTTPE exception to handle custom error messages. Then I import base model from Pydantic to define data models and validate input data. And then I created the app. So here I create an instance of the FastApi class and give my project a title, description, and version. And the title is the Hani Habib's FastApi Lab project. And the description is a simple API built for the FastApi Lab to demonstrate endpoints, models, and error handling. Then I added the root endpoint, meaning it appears when someone visits the main link, which is https://127.0.0/8000. So it simply returns a welcome message in JSON format confirming that the API is running. Then I added a student information endpoint. So the next endpoint is student. When someone visits my link of student, it displays my personal information, my name, my student ID, and my section. And then I created a Pydantic model called patient. It defines what kind of data we expect when adding a new patient, a new name as in a string, an age as an integer, and an optional diagnosis field. So Pydantic automatically validates this data when someone sends a request to the API. Then I added post endpoint for creating a patient. So this post endpoint is located at patients. It accepts data in the same structure as a patient model. So for example, when I tested using the documentation, I can send like name Hani Habib, age 22, diagnosis flu. So the API will respond as patient Hani Habib has been successfully added, and then name, diagnosis, and the age. And then the last step was get endpoint with error handling, and it uses a path parameter which uses the user, provides a patient ID for the URL. Then I run and test the API. After saving my file, I ran this command in the terminal, like Python phantom uvicorn honeyhabib_fastapi.app reload. So once the app is started, it said application startup complete. That means everything is working correctly. So I opened my browser and I tested the following endpoints, which are HTTPS, 127.001.8000, and the other one /student, the other one /documents. So first one shows the welcome message, the other one shows student, and the third one shows interactive documentation page. After that, I did the interactive documentation, which is the most powerful features of FastAPI. So it's built using Swagger UI, which allows me to test all checkpoints easily. So it actually works like, for example, when I expand post /page and click on try it out, it types like name Hania Habib, age 22, diagnosis flu. Then click execute. It instantly shows a response below confirming the patient was added successfully. And I can also test the get endpoint patient ID and see how it reacts to valid and invalid IDs. This interactive interface makes FastAPI very beginner friendly and perfect for testing APIs. So in summary, I learned how to install and set up a FastAPI environment, and I learned how to create API endpoints for GET and POST requests, how to use pedantic models for validation, and how to handle errors and return meaningful messages, and how to test everything using the docs page. So this is it. Thank you.